happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome to What the F.A.Q. Season 3, Episode 44.
Yep.
Four,
yeah.
We only got 2 weeks left, right, of Season 3?
Well, no.
Stay tuned, folks, for the thrilling season finale.
2 to 3, depending on the way the holiday falls. Because I don't remember what day of the month the Christmas is actually going to fall on this time.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in terms of not day of the month, it's the same month.
I know what
same
you're saying.
day of the week.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah. But yeah, not much left of this year, and
we're going to be on to Season 4. Amazing.
I know it's crazy. Well, it's crazy too, just how fast this year's gone. Like,
and how
this year really melted.
And the tens of subscribers we've gathered this year.
It's actually been a bit better lately. I think the new demo.
The demos have been helping.
Yeah, the demo F.A.Q, kind of the staggering is working.
Yeah, we get 3 for the new demo. We lose
and then we like 5.
FAQ. Yeah, get 3, those 2. So if you guys are new here, we ramble for a bit, but it's a weekly question and answer show. You ask us a question, we give you an answer, and everybody's happy and all that cool kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got lots of questions this week, so we'll probably kind of speed round a few of them.
And I'm here with Dylan.
Oh, yes, yeah, Dylan.
Sorry.
And Ziggy. Ziggy's down there.
Zagoots is down here.
Yep, sorry.
They
can't see you, but you're there.
Zagoots. All right.
So Nothing Here asks, he says, speaking as an old man in his late 30s, he says, us old-timers used to always pick a 50-watt or 100-watt head for playing shows in bars or warehouses or small venues. He said, now that he's old, it seems like it's overkill, so he has 3 questions. Number 1, what's the wattage of amps that you should recommend, or we would recommend for shows or gigs of that size? Bar to a warehouse, that's a big. That's a big. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's saying warehouse smaller, like 7th circle-ish.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say that may.
Maybe something that's like 1,000 square feet. Let's just say 1,000. So do we want to answer that question before we move on, or we want to say all the questions?
Well, yeah, because I'll throw all 3 of his 3 main questions. I'll throw in the text. So yeah, first one. I mean.
Wattage of recommended shows or gigs that size.
Yeah, 2 is what attenuators or similar products would you recommend to pair with overpowered amps or to plug into a venue system? That's an easy one. And then how many watts will now get you permanently booted out of a venue?
Whatever Dylan's running.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's funny because he actually does say that's not, on the bottom of his comment does say that it's not a good question for me necessarily.
Like, there's never enough power.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, there's not.
Well,
until you
who said if you lean back and the sound keeps you standing, then that's worth playing? Wasn't there some comment?
There was, yeah.
That's completely bastardized, but you.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I know you. I can't remember who said that, but yeah. Well, I mean, they're not wrong because, to me, when everything's so loud that you just you can't think about anything else, it's like meditation.
Well, yeah. And deafness.
Better zen through tone, or no. More zenness through better tone. Better living through tone. I can't talk today.
What you should do? We should make a sticker and have you sitting Indian style with the beard and the bowler.
Yeah,
it's all metaphypage. Better guru. Tone through meditation. Yeah. Meditate better, something like that. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Good idea. Okay. Anyway, wattage. I mean, you're probably good with 20 watts.
I was gonna say. I feel like we have some qualifiers because it totally depends on the genre these days.
And it also depends, and it depends on the amp manufacturer too, because a 15-watt Dr. Z is pretty loud.
Well, that or even just solid state versus
tube.
Yeah,
tube amp, if you're looking tubes at 15 watts or 20 watts, you could probably pull that off.
Right.
But you could also go to a 30-watt, like a PV Classic 30 type thing will be more than loud enough to pull off a decent-sized gig. I mean, I've played gigs. I know guys that have played gigs with Princetons and Blues Juniors, and
I was gonna say, the Magic wattage range these days. But see, this is where I have sort of issues with it. Is as soon as you start scaling down in wattage, you start losing flexibility. I think because a lot of the amps start to cut out portions of the EQ or the EQ completely. So when you get down into champs, it's just tone and volume, But champs do sound really amazing, just kind of on their
Just
own.
kind of cranked and pushed like a Pro Junior. My
Right.
Pro Junior sounds really good,
Right.
but it's only basically nothing. But it does sound good.
Right. Well, and I think there's a few amps that are kind of in that exception, like Rev and Mesa Boogie. Like they do have lower wattage amps that do have, that are still full featured amps. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to depend on the genre, but yeah, the golden ratio, not golden ratio, the golden kind of area of wattage these days for small clubs seems to be 15 to like 25 at tops. Like you said, sometimes 30 if you're playing like bigger, more, like pro level shows for sure, more consistent, like larger theaters or something like that.
And it all
tends to be a popular one too.
And it all depends too. Like if you're playing at a place that's gonna mic you up, if you're gonna be mic'd up,
Well, yeah, and then at that
you
point
could just
it doesn't
play
matter as
whatever.
much.
You just need to create the tone you're looking to have. 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, I played a show with my Blues Junior or my Pro Junior, and I walked in with my little amp, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Mic it up, man.
Right.
What am I carrying a heavy ass thing up this hill for?" I'm not gonna bring a Blues Deluxe. I didn't need it,
Right.
and I could replicate the tone I was getting out of that. The thing was, even with the Blues Deluxe, I couldn't get what I wanted because I couldn't turn it up enough to get it where I wanted it to be.
Yes.
So with the Pro Junior, I was able to get it to that spot.
Yeah. And I was just that is a
so-
good segue into question 2 of that, which is what attenuators or similar products do you recommend to pair with overpowered amps? Captor X or 2 Notes Captor. Generally, that's going to be the one we go for. If you want to spend a little bit more and you want something that's like full on attenuation and full in terms of variable attenuation, then the Boss tube expander, that one tends to be
Lots of
another
tube expander or the Aux box.
Yeah.
Be another one that can get you there.
But yeah, I actually think if you're going to compare like 2 Notes or if you're going to compare the Captor to the Aux box, the Captor is like all about where your ear is or where you want to go with it. Whereas the Aux box is basically just dialed in to what other people have kind of deemed, to sound
Worthy.
good. Yeah, essentially. So it's like to me, like I actually think that the Captor for people who like to experiment, that one is a better buy. But that one will let you attenuate, and it's actually pretty nice. I've had a few customers that act like it's too much attenuation because it does it in like 20 decibel intervals.
Which is considerable.
Well, and it's weird, and it's like maybe because my amps are 100 watts and not, and I was gonna say, because like to me, it actually ends up being a perfectly acceptable level of attenuation.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I know, because it's like I could still piss somebody off even with it attenuated. So it to me like it is actually nice because it brings it down just enough to where it's it's more manageable at later times, but. If your amp is only 20 or 30 watts, it might already be chopping off too much.
Yeah. So after that, they ask how many watts is too many watts to get you booted from the venue. I'd say anything over 100 watts will probably.
Yeah.
Even 100 watts, if you roll in a full stack, the sound guy's going to be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
So, yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Because most of the clubs, when I was a kid, you had half stacks and full stacks, but you were playing in like. I wasn't playing it then, but like they were playing in big rooms that had no PAs, so
Right.
you had to get to the back of the room. So
in those days, that was when the drummer dictated the volume of the band. Because and that's again, I still think that holds though, because like doom bands, metal bands, punk bands, like especially. Any of like the faster, like hardcore punk bands or any of that stuff tends to be a lot louder just because the stage volume necessary for the band to even hear each other is so high that it automatically kind of dictates, 50 watts or above.
If you're playing one of those, because the thing is like if you're playing in a atmospheric modulated type band, I don't know that you need all that power.
Well, that and I was gonna say like
But
too,
for
like
pure
even
punk,
for
you need
like
power.
even
50
for like
watts.
jazz clubs and like the bars and stuff in town, people are becoming so I don't know, so limited when it comes to because like to me when I go to see music, I'm there to see the music. Mm-hmm. I'm not there to just have it be a backdrop. Like I'm there to appreciate what the person is doing. Whereas I feel like some people go and they just want it to be a background music while they're talking to somebody. So yeah, if you're going to that type of a place, I bet you could probably get yourself kicked out with like a 10 watt at that point, because those people are so like babyish when it comes to that stuff. Because like even we have a few customers that have been like asked to like turn down when they're playing like a small like jazz club, and it's like they'll barely be even pushing conversation volume. So I'm sure it doesn't take much in those settings to get kicked out, because those places seem kind of snooty anyway. So
yeah, some of the smaller places, and there again, they want music in the venue, but it's there as a background. It's not really there as your band to fill with the band stuff. It's just there so they're not putting just the radio on.
You're like an auditory plant.
Yeah, Robert.
Right, auditory Robert plant.
Auditory Robert.
All right, Terry's. Do you want to do his first? We got like lots of series of questions.
Yeah. So Terry 3G says, got 3 questions. One is Christmas the biggest time for sales for Flipside or another time of year? Flipside's hot sauce. What is the best thing to enjoy it on? Eggs, meat, or soup? With it being Christmas shortly, what would be one item you guys would love to get this year that is not a musical related item? Didn't we already get that question?
No, I don't think so.
And he says gallon of Old Spice.
Cologne, yeah.
Cologne?
Question mark.
Question mark. So, first, Christmas biggest sales time?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
It's when we start to go into our busy season, so it's kind of like the first step to a really big running start, I feel like.
Surprisingly enough, March.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
March is usually our busiest month.
Yeah, we kind of December, January, February, March. It kind of just...
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it slowly goes down.
Yeah, just
dips,
kind of a...
Dips in June and July, and then we're kind of back
Although
up
this year we didn't really dip too much in the summer. It was actually kind of nice. This year we
was
oddly...
almost no dip at all this year.
Yeah, I was going to say the only dip we really had was actually...
October.
Was fall. Yeah, which was very weird. But I honestly, I feel like there had to be something going on, because even like some of the other small business owners that came through the shop in October or after October, all of them were saying like, sales were down 30%, 40%. So it's like, I don't think it was just us that had a weird October.
In general, at least in Denver.
Yeah, so
maybe it was a Denver thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if people were more apprehensive or what was going on, but yeah. Question number 2 is the Flipside hot sauce. Best enjoyed on. I actually really like it on like nuggets or chicken tenders. It's actually pretty excellent on that. That's often only though because that's like the only sauce we have around sometimes. I get on some wee
man with a bowler, and he's like, "I want my chicken nuggets. I want my chicken nuggets, man."
Hey, I'm honest, they're really good on chicken nuggets.
At least I'm eating hot sauce on it.
That was actually something that was funny though. Was like when Jake did work at Danny's. Was like sometimes people would just, because there was a McDonald's like just across from it pretty much, so people would often just go get like 60 nuggets. Yeah, they'd literally just go get like 60 nuggets and go over there and then like do the samples and just put like all the little samples on the nugget, and then so it was kind of
a good idea.
But it was just funny to me that like people would do that. But actually, like even the Chick-fil-A stuff and any kind of in bird call, it ends up being good on all kinds of chicken. Is my
chicken. It's also good on eggs. And I don't know about soups, but maybe in some chilies.
Yeah.
Like a turkey chili.
I could see it on some tacos or even some like tossed tacos.
Yeah, tacos would be good.
Yeah. And then next question is with it being Christmas shortly, something that we'd both like that's not a music related item.
I think we had something like this, but I was like, a day off. I would like a break.
Yeah, you might have said that or something along those lines.
I would like to have a mental break, not like in a bad mental break, like falling down. Like a mental break of like.
I'd like to have a complete mental breakdown.
I want to have a mental breakdown. I want to lose my shit and go fucking nuts. No, just a break.
But if it was streaking through my local Safeway.
Where are the hot dogs?
Or pull the what was it in Breaking Bad? When Walter strips in the gas station so that he has an alibi to get out of something else that he was like present for. I can't remember what part of it was, but
I don't remember.
He stages the whole mental break at the gas station.
But not a musical item. I know.
Well, I was gonna say oddly, it sounds funny, but since we've been doing more of the demos, I don't really have any like smoke generating things. Well, I do, but I don't.
Really? Okay.
It's not dense enough. It's not the same thing. But I was gonna say I've actually been thinking about either either a smoke machine or even a vape with like the non-nicotine, non-tobacco-y shit, just to have that kind of effect.
Candy?
Yeah, or berry or something. But yeah, some kind of vape for that. That's the only thing I've been thinking of lately, just because it's not something I necessarily would normally get for myself because I have no interest in vaping. But
Yeah, I don't know if I need anything particularly.
Scottish meat pies.
Scottish meat pies are lovely. Some iron brew.
Yeah.
Some iron brew.
Actually, what's like the Canadian, other than Canada's best? What's like the Canadian soft drink? Because I know like
A&W?
It might be because I know like their preferred potatoes, obviously, but it's like
What are their preferred potatoes?
Well, they always do like the French fries with gravy, with beef gravy.
That's just the right thing to do.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's awesome.
Viva la Canada!
Viva la Canada!
I love your fries. Hey, Chacho.
I need to borrow some fries.
Hey, Chacho, I need to get some gravy.
I need some beef gravy.
Sorry, we went off the rails.
But anyway, yeah, Terry, let us know what's the preferred Canadian soft beverage. Well, that and the soft beverage.
And the soft beverage. I think it's A&W, right?
It seems like it.
But A&W is the only place I went to when I was in Canada that would give you gravy with your fries.
Really?
Yeah, but I thought A&W was the great.
See, that's weird because like when we lived near British Columbia, like everywhere, it was almost like a thing to where you had to ask, if you didn't want it.
Oh, wow.
Because like everywhere would just put gravy on your fries. And what I found interesting is like, especially coming from like a family that was more from the southern United States initially, is in the South it's always country gravy. Always like so you'll have French fries and
what's country gravy?
Like white gravy, just like sausage gravy, sausage gravy. Yeah, it's like what you'd have with biscuits and gravy. But like sometimes in the South,
Clearly not from the South.
Right. So sometimes in the South, rather than giving you like sauce or ketchup or something, they'll just give you like a little cup of gravy. Yeah, and it's really good. And so that, like, when I went there the first time, I thought that's what it was going to be. And when it was the brown gravy, I remember I was like 7, and I couldn't wrap my head around that they used beef gravy instead of like country gravy. So anyway, that was interesting to me.
Now I could go for some biscuits and gravy.
All right, I think we can move on here to Mr. Coombs.
So Ben asks, other than Boss, has anyone done a decent Fender in a box?
I think we both have the same answer for this one. And I really like it depending on the amp, but the Super Black from Mad Professor.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, that one is excellent, but you have to have an amp that's already like wide open and clean, or else it
just doesn't do the thing.
Right, it's almost like you gotta have something so blank that it then imparts that Fender tone onto it.
Like a power engine from Tech 21.
Right.
Would actually, that would work.
Yeah, that's something like dead power. Neutral. Yeah. But yeah, that one is an excellent pedal, and I actually really was surprised by it because I wasn't expecting it to really do the convincing blackface, Fender's thing, and it does it really well.
All right, so moving on, we got Tim White says, is it possible to add a feature to the website to filter out things that are not in stock?
This is kind of a twofold question because we've done it with some things and we haven't done it with other things because we do often want people to know that we can stock it or have stocked that item before.
Yes.
On the other hand, yeah, I'm sure it's probably pretty annoying because like G&L, depending on the time of year and with the way shipping has been, like if you went to G&L, it would look like it was all out of stock until you got to like midway through.
Right.
So,
and the thing is we don't. Other companies will let you buy it and they don't have it, and then they tell you they'll get it to you.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. We'd rather just sell what we have. Now,
and if
we
it's
could change it with a pre-order when we know we have something coming in. The problem is kind of like what you're saying. We want you to know that we have. Here's the thing that we've ordered, or it's coming in. We don't have it, but it may be coming in. The reason we don't want to do a pre-order sometimes is because sometimes things get broken on the way in. Mm-hmm. And if we promise it or it's pre-ordered, especially in today's climate
or I was gonna say, or they just straight take longer than we would have ever expected.
It's hard to explain to somebody that it's taking longer because they may just think we're full of shit. We're bullshitting them, and it's not the case. I ordered a guitar for one of our customers, and it said we were supposed to have it in July. It is now December, and we still don't have a guitar.
Yeah.
And they pushed it off. It was September, October, and here we are
yeah,
in
that was
December, and we
supposed to-
still don't have it.
Well, in July
So,
was supposed to, at that point, was supposed to be the latest.
yeah.
Like, that was supposed to be worst case, so.
Yeah, and we still don't have that stuff. So we try not to do the pre-order stuff because it gets pushed back, or like the case of we had, it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes things get broken. That Stealth EVH.
Oh, yeah,
came
the
in
first
and
one
was
we got
smashed.
in,
So we
yeah.
sent that back. And it took 3 months to get the replacement.
Right.
And that was in the store for 2 days, and that sold.
Right.
But it just takes a long time. So we're trying to figure out a better way to do it. Some of the stuff, we're trying to figure it out. So sorry about
Yeah, it just kind of depends. Like, we've done it for certain collections within our own website, but again, like we said, we don't want people to think we wouldn't stock something or haven't stocked something simply because we're just currently out of stock.
Right, because a lot of the stuff is ordered. It's just we're waiting on those companies to get it to us. Like Reverend stuff is, we have small inventory. The Fender stuff, we have stuff in stock, but
Right.
it's kind of moving pretty quick too. So,
But yeah, maybe Tim, I guess let us know which categories in particular, because you usually do have some good feedback. So if you want to let us know which ones in particular you would prefer that we do that on, we could definitely at least take a look at it and see if we agree or not, depending on what we need to do. But
make some adjustments.
yeah, and I think that last question from Charles is more of a question for you. Although I mean, we'll see. Anyway, so the question from Charles, I should say it before just leading into it, is so you are wiring a Telecaster with a 4-way switch, 4th position in series or out of phase, and why? So choosing what that 4th position would be. Like I said, I don't know a ton. I just know that I would think in series would probably be more useful, but I would personally go out of phase just because I don't have anything that does that, and I think it kind of sounds really
wacky.
Yeah, it's really weird. It sounds cool, and like even if you were just gonna use it for like a weird texture change, I think it's a cool one.
That's kind of what I was gonna go with. Was the out of phase, because it's giving you something that you're not normally
That you just normally don't
that
have.
you
yeah.
just normally don't have.
Yeah.
Now, all my tellies got. I don't have any 4-way switches on any of my tellies.
Yeah, because is the 4-way switch? Because you, like I said, you would know this more than I. Is it basically like no capacitor essentially on the bridge, then capacitor, and then
Well,
is it like?
to be honest, I gotta.
Because I guess I thought it was
forget.
something similar to like when they do the 3-way on just a single pickup. I guess I was assuming it was something similar where you
I think it's
bypass
one-
the cap, and then the other ones are just the normal pickup. So like normal bridge, normal neck.
I think it's bridge together, neck, and then your 4th position's your whatever you want to do, out of phase or in phase or in series.
That would make sense. Yeah, so that's what he's
Yeah.
saying. Okay, that makes more
That's
sense to me. Then.
that's where you're going.
That's why you would choose which one. Okay, that makes more sense.
because
Then-
that's your one other, or
Yeah.
whatever position you.
Yeah. Then in
it
that
there.
case, yeah, like I said, I would still choose out of phase just for the fun, but I would probably assume that in series would be a more useful.
Useful sound.
Yeah. Especially on a telly, because that would be a cool way to get kind of a little more heat without having to like wire a boost or anything in there.
You can get heat out of a telly. Just
Well, yeah.
goose it, or put some MFD pickups in it. Then they're goosed
Yeah.
up already.
Well, that was one thing I was thinking about the other day with the customer was asking about the S1 switch, and I was thinking like oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We almost made it.
I know. I
Thing doesn't-
gotta change that damn setting.
I don't know that you can. Can you?
I think so, because I don't think that should be. I think it just cuts it off at like 26 minutes for some reason. or
Yeah.
something, but-
Well, that's probably enough, dude. Everybody's like, oh,
It is, yeah.
please
I'll
let the camera
Yeah.
do the decision for us.
I'll splice the shit together. All I was gonna say about the S1 was just, the other day I was thinking I'd almost rather have a boost in there than have the S1 switch if I had to choose. Like I think it'd be cool to have
Well, I
it.
could see that.
I think it'd be cool, especially on a
Just to
Strat,
hit a button.
To just hit a and
to
then
do your
boom,
lead
you're
or whatever.
open. Yeah.
That would actually be pretty nice because you're already. I don't know. It depends on what your settings are.
Right.
I mean, I'm already kind of like to be a little bit of dirt, so I'm
Right.
not playing super clean. I like a little bit of grit.
But I think it'd be cool
what
to
I'm
just
doing.
have that on the guitar to where like, if you feel like you're just not quite feeling it, just boom, and you hit it and you're like, rather than engaging that extra pickup, I think it'd be more fun to hit that, but just a thought.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
So you guys sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Yeah. I guess we'll see you guys next week. Any kind of updates? We've kind of been doing updates with the end of every.
Yeah, a little bit. Nah, I don't know. We got some cool stuff happening. Things are on order.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of movement with the building. But we're still in the same spot. But maybe next week we might have some better news.
Oh, okay.
So
well, cool.
There's a lot of stuff, like I said, there's a lot of stuff kind of cooking.
We'll build up your anticipation for next week.
Yeah. just
And we should have another demo coming up this Friday, and we're going to try to keep making that a regular thing. So stay tuned for those.
And we're going to try to see if we can coordinate. We took everybody's advice from the email thing, so we might start doing that probably after the first of the year. We're trying to get all the ducks.
Yeah, and actually, thanks for all the comments on that. That was actually kind of nice. We got more comments regarding that than pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So it was good feedback, and pretty much everybody universally agreed that one a week would not be that offensive.
I don't think it would be so bad. And plus, what we could do is we can put the demo into the email too.
Yeah, that way if you're not getting it via YouTube,
yeah, if you're not getting it via
there,
YouTube, yeah, you can check it out that way too. And hopefully, we'll spice some promo codes in there and this and that and the other thing. So yeah. So I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it for this week.
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Phew!